What's happening, YouTube? So this video specifically is for my fellow older daughters. If you're not an older daughter, I mean, you can keep watching, but it might not be nothing much here from you, but maybe you can get something and pass it on to an eldest daughter, or maybe you have an eldest daughter yourself. But I feel like the biggest issue with being the oldest, and this is not geared towards specifically my core family like that I was raised in, but my family in general, because my oldest daughter comes with being the oldest granddaughter, on certain sides being the only granddaughter, and so I have a lot of eyes on me in different aspects outside of just my household. Now, in my household, I was encouraged to, just follow your dreams. My mom never gave me no specific way to do anything. It just was whatever I presented to her. She's just like, okay, do that, but be the best you can at it. So, and because she's the oldest daughter herself, so she know what that pressure is to be the oldest is like. And then with her, how she was raised in her childhood, she didn't want to put that responsibility on me of just mothering. She always just like, go, like, chase your dreams, follow your dreams, whatever that may be, just go with it. And so ideally, I kind of chasing my dreams through her eyes by like seeing what she do, because that was my interpretation, like my first introduction of what a woman is. And so I would see for a lot of things vicariously through her eyes, and that was a good thing and a bad thing, because it made me not give myself room to really explore what it was that I may want to do. But in the same time, it put me in rooms and spaces that allowed me to be able to have the tools and knowledge to know that whatever it is that I want to do, this is what it will take. Because my mom, she did a lot of business. Like oh my gosh, she was a travel agent, and we used to go to so many business meetings. My mom was always about legacy and having something to pass on for generations and generations and generations. So that was her biggest takeaway. And that's ultimately what I want to do too, but not to the degree she wants to do it. But so at first I wanted to be, for a while I wanted to be in the FBI. But before I wanted to be in the FBI, now my earliest childhood memory of like when you're in like kindergarten and stuff, and they ask you what did you want to be, mine was a toss-up. I either wanted to be the first black female president, or I wanted to be the first black woman in the on the Harlem Globetrotters. Why the Harlem Globetrotters? Because I was just the type of person where I get inspired fast. Like when it comes to something that I like doing and I see somebody do it to the highest degree, I almost be like, every time as a child I would be like, oh, I think I want to do that. Oh, I think I want to do that. Like I remember when my mom worked in a law firm, and I went to work with her, and I was just looking around at like how it looked, and it felt like I was on a scene of freaking criminal justice or something, like Criminal Minds or somewhere, like the stuff you see on TV. And I was just like, oh, I think I want to be a lawyer. But then I realized like the different things that I said I wanted to be, didn't want to be. Plus the Harlem Globetrotter thing, it was already a female that was already on there years ago before I was even thought of. And politics is not my thing. It's just too much with that stuff. That's just not my ministry though. But so for a long time, I would teeter-totter on and not really have a certain kind of thing that I really wanted to do. Like, but in my mind, I'd be like, look, everybody around me, not my mom, but family, is saying, go to school, get an education. And in school, they're teaching, go to college, get your education, make a career out of that. And so, and then eventually my favorite TV show, it used to be CSI Miami, but then it became Criminal Minds. And so I'm like, okay, I want to be in the FBI. Now, in high school, that was the one that actually stuck, and it was like going to be in the FBI. So anytime anybody asks me, it's like going to be in the FBI, going to be in the FBI, going to be in the FBI. But I didn't really actually know what it took, and I wish somebody would actually had sat me down, even like my guidance counselors, or just somebody of authority, be like, hey, that's what you want to do? Well, let me tell you exactly what it takes, and not to do it and to shun me away, but to give me a different perspective, because I'm just going based off a TV show. TV show, okay? But I say all of that to say that, oh, well, let me get back into it. So when I got into college and I'm taking these law classes and these criminal justice classes, and I'm like, actually, I don't want to do that. But I did find a class that I actually like doing, but it didn't have a, it was just a class to take to get credits. It was a religious course, and I didn't know anything that would show me like, hey, you can do something with that. Like, you see some interest in that, you can do something with that. And I didn't have many mentors. Like, even though I had older family members, everybody was still trying to figure it out. And keep that in mind, everybody was still trying to figure it out. So when I dropped out of college, to everybody, that was just like an ultimate, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? There's gotta be something wrong with her. What in the world is she doing? Like, as if I'm just going through a midlife crisis, but nobody actually took the time out to be like, well, hey, what's going on? Like, why did you drop out? Instead, everybody came to me. Well, not everybody. Some people came to me and was like, yo, you're the oldest. You got to set an example. This is not you. No, like, as if I just committed treason, okay? Like, and it just made me step back and be like, you know what? A lot of people in my family don't know who I am. And I think that's why I have a lot of, like, I've always had eyes on me in one of the biggest platforms that I've noticed, because a lot of people give me feedback about my videos and my family. And I'm like, well, I didn't even think y'all were watching me. And I didn't realize how I was being watched as a child. But when I hear the feedback when they watching my videos, I'm like, oh, so all eyes have always been on me. But nobody could see that I was drowning. Nobody wanted to, like, everybody was so quick to point the finger and tell me I was doing wrong, but nobody took the time out to try to see what it was that I wanted to do, try to even help. It's just the first thing everybody just said was something's wrong with her. She needs to get it together. And it was just like a big whisper. And so as the oldest, and naturally I was a leader to my siblings and my cousins, but it wasn't in a way where it's like, oh guys, follow me, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how it's supposed to be. No, it was more of a protective, nurturing, catering, like making sure everybody's good, making sure everybody's happy, everybody's enjoying themselves anytime I'm in the presence of my little cousins or my siblings. So to hear the older generation, some people from the older generation look at me and be like, what's going on with her? Like, it just became crazy. And so I found myself cutting a lot of people off and just dealing with a lot of people in a certain type of way, because I'm like, were you only clapping for me when I was on the right track because, like, it was just a judgment thing? Like, I don't know, it was just crazy. But to my oldest daughters, like, did y'all go through an experience like that? Like, why is it like they expect us to always have it together, and it comes from the people that don't have it together themselves, or when they feel like they're in a position where they have it together, then they want to quickly be like, you're not doing the right thing, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it's like, do you not remember where you were just at 2 minutes ago, 60 seconds ago? Like, who are you? But anyways, yeah, it be the audacity of people sometimes. But I'm still navigating my career path, and I have a bit more of an idea. But as that is fulfilling, and as I'm going through the motions with that, I just post and like tell my experiences and just share my life, or like to just show my journey and document my journey. Because in the end, when it's all said and done, and like, I guess I made it to a point where I really want to be and see like the best version of myself, because I feel like I'm in a good version now, but the best version of myself, or the self that I've always envisioned for myself, being in the position that I've always envisioned for myself, I want people to see the progression that it took to get there. Because so many people, want to just show the end goal. So many people just want to show the end result. But it's like, it's about the journey, not the destination. But just being the oldest daughter, like, or just the oldest female. Because I don't want to say the oldest daughter, because this is not necessarily specifically connected to my household. It's less of my household and more so as the general population of my family. And it's just like, wow, like, almost to the point where I feel like some people were even waiting on my downfall because they seemed like I always had it together. And some people were intimidated by that. And we're not gonna get too much in that because I don't really try to entertain bull crap like that. But being the oldest female, it's just like this pressure and like this underlying pressure. And for me, I never noticed it until I stepped off the line. And the line wasn't even the right path the whole time, which I realized it just was the path that I was listening to that everybody said was right. And then it wasn't like, it was a little bit of that. And it was just me realizing that I was on the path of figuring it out. But once I got to a point where they felt like I should have had it figured out, they were looking at me crazy. And I won't even say I stepped off the path, because I've been forever on this continuous journey of trying to discover who it is or what it is I want to do with my career. But I never changed. Like, that has never changed. Like I said, if you listen to me from when I said what I wanted to be when I was a child to what I wanted to be since I was in high school, like, it was choppy. But nobody ever took the time and sat with me to be like, well, this is what it takes. And this is what this looks like. This is what this looks like. They were just like, oh, she has no idea what she wants to do? Oh, great. And then when I realized, well, actually, I don't want to do that, then it's like the world went to hell. And I went with it. And that, to me, that just became so absurd and so crazy. But to people that's like my age, or because people can start over at any point in time, you can pivot at any point in time and realize, you know what, I've been doing this for a long time and I don't want to do this anymore. That is a human experience. One day you might like banana pudding, tomorrow you might not. Things change, people change too. Never thought of circumstances. Let me stop. But yeah, like, as the eldest, why do we just have, like, why do people put that pressure on us to always have it figured out? I never always had it figured out. I was always figuring it out. I just didn't realize that's what it was. And as I was figuring it out, I was just telling y'all what I figured in that moment in time. But I was always still figuring it out. So as the eldest daughters, I'm gonna hold space for you guys here and be like, and tell you the greatest advice is to say F anybody and everybody else's opinions on who you should be, and put yourself first. Don't let nobody else dictate your life, okay? Let me tell y'all something. I am a walking anomaly in my family. I am 26 with no kids, no man, and no 9-to-5 job, okay? A walking anomaly. They looking at me like, what in the world is going on, and don't even know this just is a part of my testimony. This is a part, I'm doing something different. And when you pay attention, the most successful people are the ones that chose to be different. And being different requires you to look crazy. You're gonna look crazy until that success point that everybody deems a success hits. Then they can be like, oh wow, I guess she did figure it out. What do you think I was doing this whole time, just sitting on my ass? But yeah, there is no right way to life. And y'all gotta stop putting pressure on the oldest like that. Like, that is absurd. Like, this is like my experience as being the oldest. Like, I've stopped caring. To be honest, I never cared. I just became aware that other people cared. Because I didn't see, like, I see myself as the oldest, but I never see myself as the trophy child. It was like, I guess I was the golden black sheep. I was there and I was shining and I was, I guess, the trophy in everybody else's eyes. But to me, I'm looking like nobody actually is seeing or hearing me. Like, in a depth, deep in depth, like really understanding. They're just choosing to see what the part that they want to see, which is the part that they can clap and be proud about. And it's like, you couldn't clap and be proud for me when I figured out and realized, like, I'm not going to school. I went to college on a full ride, so I can't say wasted money in college, but I still feel like I didn't waste my time doing something that I would have been stuck in a constant cycle, a repeating cycle, and get stuck in that. And you couldn't clap for me for that. Like, that's crazy. If anything, I feel like that's the main thing you should be happy about. Like, that's to our generation, like, preach, like, yo, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. You're gonna stand out, but that's okay. Stand in it. But yeah, tell the eldest, shout out to us. They try to put a pressure on us, but we can't. At the end of the day, first of all, pressure makes diamonds, and I'm born in April, so do your homework. But don't let that pressure fold you. That pressure, that energetic and mental pressure they try to put on you, don't fall for it. Fall out of it. Get out of there. Realize the pattern, see the pattern, because most people just be projecting. They be quick to tell you how to run their life, and when you look at their life, they be like, oh, you're one to talk. Like I said, we're not even gonna dabble in too much negative energy, but yeah, that's just my message to my eldest females. Just a little vetting session, but yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.